I was never happy as Brenda. Never. And I'd slit my throat before I go back to that.
David Reimer was the victim of a bizarre gender experiment that led him to his suicide.
When he was 2 years old and I put him in a dress, he tried to rip it off. Then I thought, oh my God, he doesn't want to be a girl.
Born as Bruce, he was the elder of identical twin boys. As babies, the brothers were diagnosed with phimosis.
Bruce and Brian both started having trouble urinating. The doctors suggested circumcision.
But Bruce's operation failed.
The settings were incorrect, and the entire penis was burnt.
It was not possible for them to rebuild Bruce's sexual organs, not even with the help of a prosthetic. This alarmed the family.
Imagine being raised as a boy that could, never reveal what was going on down there.
The family didn't know what they could do with Bruce until one day they watched an interview with a psychologist on the TV.
Dr. John Money, a psychologist at Johns Hopkins, is one of the leading advocates of sex change operations.
At that time, Dr. Money wanted to prove that gender is environmental and not internal. Bruce could be a great candidate for this experiment.
The theory that had emerged at Hopkins was that you were really neutral at birth.
As Bruce was still a baby, Dr. Money believed it was possible to transition him into a girl.
Dr. Money felt that it was going to be helpful to change Bruce into a female because he knew of the heartbreak and horror Bruce would have to go through living as a male.
The doctor met with the family to explain what they were going to do.
The process involved clinical castration and other genital surgery, followed by a 12-year program of social, mental, and hormonal conditioning.
This conditioning had to be completely radical, forcing Bruce to leave his whole male persona behind. As Bruce was a baby, he had absolutely no say in this transformation.
You're gonna give him a girl's name, and you're gonna put him in pink dresses and give him dolls, and raise him as a girl.
Bruce would now be called Brenda. The operation was done, and Dr. Money quickly came forward to share the success. He also announced they were continuing to experiment with other babies.
It makes it very exciting, don't you think, to live in an age of discovery of human personality this way.
However, it wasn't easy for Brenda to adjust.
I thought I was all alone. I had nobody.
Later in childhood, these problems seemed to disappear.
She was doing well with friends and with schools.
But when reaching puberty, Brenda became once again uncomfortable in his own body. Even if he was raised as a girl, his mind knew otherwise.
Shame, embarrassment, to be forced to wear a get-up as a girl, and being ashamed.
His mother went to check with Dr. Money and asked him what had happened with the other subjects of the experiment.
He said most of them committed suicide.
Brenda was supposed to do a complete sex operation at 14, but instead, they decided to tell him the truth.
His father told him that he had been born a boy, that there had been an accident, and Dr. Money had suggested that he be changed into a girl.
Brenda decided to revert to Bruce and transition back into a man.
I was joyful because he was more content.
Bruce went public to talk against the experiment and wrote a book about his experience.
He didn't want any more children to suffer the way he had.
He also changed his name to David.
He felt that he had been up against Goliath in the form of John Money and Johns Hopkins.
However, Dr. Money disagreed that he was in the wrong.
He could not let go of the case.
David managed to live a normal life.
He fell in love, got a woman who had 3 kids from prior relationships, so he was able to sort of experience what it was like to be a father, which he desperately wanted to do.
However, everything changed when his brother Brian died of an overdose.
He would go to the gravesite nearly every day.
After that, he struggled with unemployment and his wife separated him.
He acquired a shotgun, I don't know from where.
The previous night, David had had a strange dream.
The skies opened up, and there waiting for him was his brother Brian and his grandma and grandpa's.
He sawed off the shotgun and took his car.
He drove with it in his car to a local big box store, I forget which one, parked in the large parking area, and shot himself in the head. He killed himself.
Is it going to take somebody to wind up killing themselves, shooting themselves in the head for people to listen?
His mother was the first one to hear about the news.
I knew why the police were coming to the door, and I started screaming, no, no, no.
Although his end was tragic, David remains an inspiration to other victims who have gone through the same.
And many women wrote in to say that their children had been spared because of his story.
David Reimer became the proof that everyone deserves autonomy over their own body and that other people can't make that decision for others. Thanks for watching this episode of Humanity. Be sure to subscribe for more.